But to anyone listening that's thinking, right, okay, I get now, I know I need to do this. How do I start? Where would be the kind of place, if you were going to direct anybody now, how would you tell somebody to the one thing that they could do tomorrow to start on their networking journey?
Sure. I would, before networking, I would outline what are your goals in the next couple of months versus in the next 5 years. Because there is going to be a network where you need to satisfy your current needs, whether that's getting a job, whether that is getting a sale, versus a 5 year long journey. Who do I need to build relationships with such that I can be in my ideal self in 5 years? Um, so outline your objectives now and in the future. Subsequently, after you've done that, I would probably, the first thing I would go to is LinkedIn, because
Mm.
every professional is pretty much on there unless they're old timers, which
Mm.
is, I mean, you can't, otherwise you need their phone number.
Yeah.
But I would go with LinkedIn first, if you want to expand your network. It's very easy to look for someone. You can, so typically when I've explained networking, it's been you need to find something that's common between you two. If you are interested in that industry, if you go to the same school, if you have a, a second degree connection, find something where you guys are similar in. How I do this is I go on LinkedIn. Under the filters, there's a filtering list of university, degree connections, location. There's a lot of different filters that you can start with. I would start with the university because I think that's more relatable and there's a lot more to start with. Let's say that you want to network with someone from 3M. You would type in 3M in the search function and you would click, okay, well, my alma mater is UC Santa Barbara. I'm going to click on UC Santa Barbara. Those who graduate from UC Santa Barbara, I want to talk to them. When I connect with this person, um, there's an add note function on LinkedIn,
Mm.
and that's where you make your first pitch. My message would come like this: hey, I saw that we both graduated from da 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 da. So start the framework. This is why we're similar. I state your objective. I'm interested in learning more about your career, how you got to where you are. Period. So that's two sentences already. The last sentence, it has to be a call to action. Would it be okay if we connected?
Mm.
Send. So make it quite it this in my experience has been extremely fruitful in the acceptance rates, because I am learning about their career. A lot of folks do like talking about themselves, and a
Mm.
lot of people on LinkedIn do want to help you out. So don't be afraid. You aren't a burden for those listening. um, I think if it would be it would be a lost opportunity if you didn't network. If you thought that you can achieve things by yourself, it helps if you have people guiding you, mentors in the industry or even outside of the industry guiding you in your decisions.
Absolutely. And I think I'm really pleased that you brought up the add the note box on the request for LinkedIn. I get quite a lot of requests. I'm 100% more likely to accept somebody if they took the time to write that note,
Mhm.
because there's a person, behind the request. And I think that's kind of, we keep coming, comes full circle back to this. I think being a person, genuinely seeking out, a relationship, communication with another person, you've got to be pretty hard faced not to accept that kind of connection. And I think, I don't know, I'd be interested in your thoughts on this. Since, COVID and working from home, not having that human interaction, I think taking opportunities to make yourself stand out from just a profile is more important now than ever. Not getting FaceTime with people. You need to differentiate yourself, and I think adding that human element into it, I'm going to open the door now. Really keen to hear from people that, were in my college at university. I'd love, we can, that's something you can talk about straight away, regardless of what you studied in the year that you graduated. You're always going to have that rallying call to your school, aren't you? So
Yeah.
I think that's a really good tip. And so easy to do as well. Like you say, the filters there, they're ready for you to be used, and perhaps by getting those requests accepted, that would build your confidence into having face-to-face or meetings like we're having now with some of these connections. I think we've learned a lot. I've definitely learned a lot. I'm really, really pleased that you agreed to be on the call. Have you got any tips if we want to read some more or get some more information about networking and how to improve? Is there anywhere that you would say you've got to check this out?
Ooh, so a couple of books that I've personally love reading, and it's about people working with people and through conflicts. I know that networking doesn't reflect off of conflicts, but Crucial Conversations is a very important book, especially if for folks who are learning how to build relationships, a
Mm.
healthy relationship. It's helped me through my personal life and through my career. So that's a book that I recommend for those who are readers. The folks who are integrated in social media, first of all, I would suggest Andy Bounds. He's someone who I look up to in sales. He has I consulting sales. Um, some of the other folks um, include. Really depends on where you see your career going. I actually follow folks who post on LinkedIn as opposed to just people who are higher up in specific organizations. But typically, Andy Bounds is someone who I like following for one person. And likely Crucial Conversations is a book that if I were to have an hour to myself, I would just take that book out and reread some chapters to make sure that I know how to talk to people.
Brilliant. That's really useful. I will be adding that to my basket after this call.
Thank you.
That's really, really good. I suppose one thing we should add on, that if there are people out there that have networking questions, the whole reason why the materials matrix and the women's matrix exists is to help and support. So there are lots of us on there now. If you have any questions, we are engaged and ready to help. It's a free profile, so I think definitely go and check it out if you have any questions about networking. Michelle and myself are both members, as well as other fabulous ladies that will be really keen to speak to you. So it sounds like, as far as networking is concerned, we don't need to be thinking, I'm not a natural conversationalist. It's something that we can learn how to do, but ultimately, it's all about that genuine human connection, um, which I think is really, really powerful and echoes what we've talked about before. So I'm really pleased that Michelle came on today. Like I said, check us out on the Materials Matrix if you want to talk some more. Looking forward over the next couple of months, we're in the process of agreeing our new themes. Now the Women's Matrix Advisory Committee is in post, so you'll be hearing more interesting topics discussed with some more fabulous women in STEM. So check us out on the Materials Matrix social media. As I've mentioned, we're on Twitter and LinkedIn. You can get in touch with myself via my personal LinkedIn. I'm Kimberley Walley, or also via AEON Engineering as well. I can pick those up and get back to you from there. Or you can get in contact with our sub-community managers. They're all over the posts on the Materials Matrix. I'm sure they'll be happy to help. So until next time, thank you again, Michelle. I'm sure I'll speak to you soon, and I hope to speak to some of the listeners about their thoughts about this podcast and any future podcasts we do. It's been great.
Thank
Thanks so
you.
much.